Hey everybody, welcome all to another edition to All for Sci-Fi. We're waiting for everybody to come online. Give everybody about a minute and then we'll get started. So, hey Captain Rickster, look at your shirt. That's a beautiful shirt you're representing today.
Yes, it is, isn't it?
Yeah, looking good. The shirt looks good, but you're not representing All for Sci-Fi in the hat section. But
something happened.
But you go ahead and represent the CSWC, the community of Star Wars collectors. There you go.
Of course.
Everybody's starting to join us. We have Daniel Flores. Hey, Daniel. I love your show, the Nano Show. Love it. Scott Davis, Mark Benjamin. And we're going to get started here in a few seconds. Hey, Scott. How are you as well? Today, we're going to talk about the Netflix sci-fi movie In the Shadow of the Moon. And parts of it doesn't seem like a sci-fi movie, but it is a sci-fi movie overall.
It's actually pretty good.
So we'll be talking about that in a few seconds.
Yes.
I said hello when I typed it in on there.
Now that's nice.
But you could see Captain Richter and I are twins today. He has his Community of Star Wars Collectors shirt, and
so does he. So we're both representing the same thing.
Yeah, we're representing the community today.
Yes,
we got our new merchandise, our new hats, AllForSciFi.com. So representing the new hat as well. So let's go ahead and, Captain Rickster, I'm going to go ahead and roll it, and let's get started with today's show.
Already.
Let me bring that up. So we're going to go ahead and roll it right now. We're going to get started. So rolling the intro. Here we go. Lots to talk about today, so stay tuned. The following feature presentation is part of the All for Sci-Fi Podcast Network.
I'm sorry, Dave. I'm afraid I can't do that.
If you only knew the power of the dark side. Obi-Wan never told you what happened to your father.
He told me enough. He told me you killed.
No. I am your father.
I'll be back.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. It's a trap! The needs of the many outweigh
The needs of the few.
or the one. Do or do not.
Do not. There is no try.
Yes, to infinity and beyond. About ready to get this show on the road, Captain Rickster.
Yep.
Oh no, did she say a bad word? We can't have that happen. We need to cut that one out.
Time machine? Out of the DeLorean?
Yes, he did.
Bye-bye, boy.
Have fun storming the castle.
Take it away.
I don't know.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
My name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father.
You killed my father.
Stop saying that!
Okay, I will.
I see dead.
I see dead people.
I see dead people.
Yeah, I'm trying to roll it out. This intro is long. I am Groot. Okay, he's Groot. So why are we so serious? Okay, yeah, let's not be too serious, right, guys?
That's definitely true.
Yeah, so welcome, everybody, to the All for Sci-Fi podcast. Today is Saturday, September 28th, and this is the last show for September and the last show for the summer. It is now officially fall. Welcome, everybody. We are broadcasting live from Woodland Hills, California. I'm your host, Eric Walker, and sitting behind me is...
Captain Rickster. Hello, everybody out there.
Yeah, today's going to be an exciting show. We're kind of closing the end of the summer. We're getting ready to start the fall. Today we're going to talk about a lot of exciting news that's coming out in the Star Wars community and elsewhere. And today's show specifically, we're going to review the Netflix sci-fi movie In the Shadow of the Moon.
Yes, good show. Good movie.
Yeah, that's so we're going to talk about that in a little bit. Before we do that, we're going to, of course, get into sci-fi news, what happened this week.
Oh, yes.
Before we do that, I want to say hello to everybody on Facebook. Hey, everybody. I see Nico joined us, Michael, Neil. Hey, Stephen Lee Adams. Yo. Are you back? Are you back in North Carolina?
Oh,
I know
hope
you're
so.
feeling sick and you didn't get a chance to see me when he had a short trip out here. But he will be back in November, and we got some exciting stuff happening with Stephen. Our Righteous Riff music show is going to hopefully make it come back, and he's going to do a show about horror movies.
Uh-oh.
All for horror, just like All for Sci-Fi.
That's
so
right.
everything horror movies. And we also are going to introduce in the next few months another show called All for Movies.
Oh, yes. That's going to be good.
Yeah, All for Movies. And then we could talk about everything, not just sci-fi, but everything. So it's all going to be part of this, All for Sci-Fi network, and it's coming along. Of course, we also have Captain Rickster's show, Comic Mania.
That's coming soon.
Which was coming in October. I know we've been saying this since we started, and we thought it was coming in July, but it will happen in October, guys.
Yes, it will.
So Captain Rickster, let's talk about the sci-fi news. There is breaking news this week.
Yes, there is. A lot
And
of good news.
It's in the Star Wars community, and
Yes,
Kevin Feige, if that's how you pronounce your name, I think it is, he is going to produce a Star Wars movie. So now we got our first crossover.
Yep. And when is he going to do it? Nobody knows yet.
Nobody knows, but they made an announcement that Kevin Feige, the king of Marvel, the genius behind what are we in now? About 20 Marvel movies?
Something like that, yeah.
Wow, that's
A lot of movies.
That's a lot of movies to produce. So my hat's off to you, Mr. Kevin Feige. I'm excited to have you be a part of the Star Wars community coming soon. And he's already announced that Captain Rickster, he has someone in mind.
Oh, he does?
From the Marvel universe. The rumor mill's going crazy, of course, at the moment.
I bet they are.
I think it's Brie Larson. Who do you think it is?
Yeah, it could be Brie Larson, yes.
And wouldn't that be fantastic to have Brie Larson be a Jedi Knight?
Oh, that'd be cool.
That would be awesome.
With the Marvel powers? that'd be awesome.
Well, she is Captain Marvel. Yes.
That's right.
But she would be a great Jedi Knight. She's totally into it. She's such a Star Wars geek.
Oh, yes, she is.
Yeah. Coming back to Facebook Live. Hey, everybody there that's still watching us. Hey, Virginia's here. Hi, Virginia. How are you doing?
How you doing?
And everybody needs to thank Virginia because we were going to be dark this week, and Virginia found a movie called In the Shadow of the Moon for us to review, which we're going to be talking about shortly.
Yes.
But there's a lot of stuff for us to talk about anyway happening. Like we're just talking about Kevin Feige's doing this great Star Wars movie.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what he's going to produce. It should be really good because if it's anything like the Endgame from Avengers, it's going to be good.
Hey, you know what? Did you see the new Mandalorian artwork?
Oh, I saw it. It was cool.
Wow.
That was beautiful artwork.
How many of you guys out there saw they just released the new Mandalorian poster, and it looks fantastic.
Oh, it was awesome, yes. I wish I could find one.
And guess what I saw in the corner in the poster?
Uh-oh.
What'd you say? I saw a blurg.
Oh, that a blurg. Oh, my gosh.
And you know what the blurg's from, right?
Oh, yes, I do.
It's from the Ewok movies.
That is definitely true.
Thank you, Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni.
Oh,
you
yes.
were definitely our Star Wars fans if you're bringing parts of the Ewok movies.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Yes, in The Mandalorian. And yes, Pedro Pascal is an excellent actor, and I can't wait to see him don that armor in The Mandalorian. It's going to be awesome.
Right. I wonder who's going to play Mace.
Oh, come on now. There is no Mace. At least not right now.
No, not right in the moment, no.
Okay.
But they're going to have to put a Mace in there somewhere.
Yeah. Well, come on. Let's worry about what's coming out and what's real.
That's true.
Coming back to Facebook Live, Scott Davis agrees. He says Pedro is an amazing actor.
Yes, he is. I agree, too.
Yeah, The Mandalorian, and also, the big live stream the other day was for Triple Forced Friday.
Oh, yeah.
Woo!
All the new toys coming out.
Yep. So the big news also this week was the live stream on StarWars.com of Triple Force Friday, which is October 4th. So next Friday, all the great Star Wars toys are coming out, and they all look great. We could talk about this forever.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So it was a big mistake I saw, though, during that. And I think I'm the first person to announce this, so I'm going to take credit for it.
Oh, yes, you are.
You know me.
Oh, yes, we know you.
But I saw on Triple Force Friday when Jonas Chewbacca, the guy who plays Chewbacca, he was on stage and he was being interviewed by Warwick Davis.
Mm-hmm.
He made a big slip up.
Big error.
And made a huge spoiler, episode 9 spoiler, guys.
Yes.
It shocked me. And I said, oh no, it's a live broadcast. How am I ever going to hear that spoiler again? Is it true? Did he really say what I thought he said? But guess what, guys?
It's on.
It's on YouTube. So
you
could go to watch that. The big announcement, the live stream is on Star Wars channel. Go to about 35 minutes into that stream. It's it's only like an hour stream.
Something like that.
But go to 35 minutes into the stream and you could hear
his mistake.
You could hear Jonas make a big boo-boo. And let me see if I could find it. I'm going to try real quick to find it. Hold on a second. Triple. Maybe I can play it for you. Force. So you guys know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
These are the top results.
Uh-oh. What are the top results? Oh, where'd that come from? Oh, it's my Google. Okay, so let's go ahead and I'm going to go right to where it's at. Hold on, guys. Let me go to where it's at. 35 minutes into the... I want you guys to get ready to hear his big slip up.
Oh, yeah.
And he just gave a huge... What's 35 minutes? Is that where it's at? Here it is.
Yeah, right there.
But it was right at 30. Hold on.
He loves the work that I do.
Okay, hold on.
He certainly doesn't mind it, so that's good. And Billy,
listen.
He was just happy to be back.
Listen what he says about Billy.
Just that cape suits him so well. It's wonderful to see. You meet all these. I met Mark. I met Harrison, and all these legends who you looked up to when you were a kid. And then on this episode 9, you're introduced to Billy in his full costume, and it was just brought the goosebumps to my skin because he really personifies the smoothness of Lando and the fact that he can run that Cloud City and all the good stuff that he does in the films. So
he could do what in the film?
Oh yes, I heard it.
He could do what in the film? He could run Cloud City in the film.
In the film.
Did you hear what he just said? Should I back it up?
Or should we replay it again so people know?
That was Jonas from yesterday.
Yes.
Chewbacca talking about seeing Billy D. Williams in his costume and how he could run Cloud City.
Yeah.
Are we going to see Cloud City now in episode 9?
Yes, we will.
Unless
they take
Jonas
it out.
was just right. They're not going to take it out, but unless Jonas was just trying to throw a curveball,
that's true.
He just made a big slip up. But I caught it, so there you go. That's exciting stuff. All the toys look great.
Oh yes, they do.
The new the Mandalorian toys look great too. I can't wait to get the Black Series Mandalorian and Cara Dune and the AT-ST, the Walker.
Right.
Oh, that's looking great.
Some of the big toys look really good too. Especially the Lego Falcon.
They do. And since we're talking about toys, I have a lot of toys back there behind us.
You're a toy collector.
AllForSciFi. AllForSciFi is sponsored by Order 66 Toys. And Order 66 Toys is the largest Star Wars only. They only sell Star Wars toys. So in the world. and they're outside of Dallas, Texas, in Allen, Texas. But they have a Friday night sale. So if you go on Facebook, Virginia was kind enough to also leave a link here for AllForSciFi. So go to AllForSciFi and click like and like our page. So because in the future we're not going to always broadcast from the Eric Walker channel. But go to Facebook, Order 66 Toys, type it in your search thing, follow them, click the bell. So every Friday night they have a Friday night live sale. And come on, guys, I know you guys are big Star Wars fans like me as well. They've really got some amazing deals there.
Oh,
so,
yeah, especially last night when they had doing the old vintage stuff.
Vintage, yes. They had some
vintage Star Wars.
There was some stuff that they had on last night's Friday night live sale that I've never seen before. Well, I've only seen once.
They've had some rare pieces there last night that no one's seen in a long time.
And they were practically giving them away. I mean, hundreds and hundreds of dollars in some cases on some of the vintage stuff. So make sure Order 66 Toys is a sponsor of AllForSciFi, so make sure you check them out. Check out their Friday night live sales, too. They ship pretty much anywhere in the world, so don't worry about that. Some other things I wanted to talk about, too, is I'm still kind of frustrated at Galaxy's Edge. At the Black Spire Outpost, the Disneyland thing that we talk about a lot. I'm kind of frustrated because their merchandise issues continue to plague Galaxy's Edge.
Yes, they do.
And a week or so ago when we were there again, Captain Rickster, they still didn't have the Loth Cats.
That's right. Yeah, they didn't.
They get them back, then they're gone, and they get them back. Finally, one of the things, and speaking of things I've gotten, like the building droids stuff.
Right.
They finally got the personality chips in.
Yeah, about time.
And yep, exactly. They haven't had those in since like June.
Yeah.
But they finally did get I got an Astromech, a personality chip. This is the Resistance. And this one's going to go into, if you look behind me, I just covered Captain Rickster, but
that won't be the first time.
But behind me is R2MT, and he's going to get this personality chip because he is part of the Resistance.
Yes, he is.
I haven't put it in there yet, and I got some other ones too. I did get 2 or 3 of them, and I understand there's these droid clubs now where if you build a droid, they like hang out at Galaxy's Edge. So. Dan O from the Dan O channel was telling me about that, and I think I'm going to check it out. I think I'm going to go on his suggestion and show up with R2MT, and I'll leave his sister here because that's my wife's BB unit over there. It's above you, Captain Rickster. BB NT, that's hers.
It's here, man. Not too far from Chewbacca.
Yeah, he's over there by Chewbacca. Yeah. But I think I'm going to go, thank you, Dan O. Dan O, by the way, has a great channel. So if you guys have never heard of Dan O, he has the Dan O channel. His name is Dan Flores. And I really dig a lot of the stuff that, I subscribe to it. He's definitely got a lot of cool stuff. And apparently they take a lot of time in making the droids look older. What do they call that when they make them look older?
I have no idea.
Anyway, they spend a lot of time doing that. And that's cool.
I didn't think you make a droid old.
Well, they look brand new, so they're trying to make it look used.
Oh, okay.
So what they're doing is they're some sort of paint or different things. They make it look older and have marks on it, and they do that.
Battle scars.
Yeah, battle scars. There you go. And they do that when they give us costumes too. Like Mace's costume is dirty at sometimes. It isn't nice and clean.
No, not always.
Yeah, weathering. That's what Dante says. It's weathering. Thank you, Dante.
Okay, thanks.
So, I'm going to check that out. And there's some clubs out there. If any of you guys like to build droids, there's a bunch of clubs. And there is other clubs for, there's Trading Post, there's the Batu thing, and there's a bunch of different stuff on Facebook. I don't remember, but check those out because there everybody shares information.
Correct.
October is going to be a great month.
Yes, it is.
Hey, everybody. In October, we are going to be October 11th through the 13th. We're going to be at the LA Comic Con.
Yes, that's going to be
all
cool.
weekend. We're going to be covering that. And the LA Comic Con is out here in Los Angeles.
Right.
It is the old Stan Lee show, Kamikaze.
Right. It is.
And this year it's going to be great. They have Elijah Wood. They have Ron Perlman from Hellboy, Drake from Drake and Josh, Drake Bell.
Yep.
What else? A bunch of people.
A lot of good actors and actresses will be there, and a lot of good artists are going to be there too.
Yeah, no. So yeah, the LA Comic Con. It's just Doug Jones, also Fluffy. Gabriel Iglesias, Fluffy. The big guy, Fluffy comedian. He's going to be there. That's going to be cool.
That's going to be funny.
And some of the original voices from SpongeBob SquarePants are going to be there. Tom Kenny and Bill. I can't pronounce his name. Fagerbakke. What a name, huh?
No kidding. Huh?
Yeah. And Felicia Day is going to be there. I mentioned Drake Bell and some of the other ones. So we're going to be covering it. So that weekend, everybody, we're going to live stream if we can. We'll probably live stream from Facebook for sure.
Definitely.
But if we're out of streaming jail from YouTube, since we're in jail on YouTube, we can't stream live because of D23. When
I know
I accidentally, in passing, caught some clip or something called Peyton's Places. It's something on ESPN with Peyton Manning. And by the way, they just changed all the rules on YouTube now. So I should write them and tell them to take me out of Facebook jail.
Yeah, really?
Not Facebook jail, I mean YouTube jail.
Really, yes.
Because apparently enough people were complaining about accidentally getting stuff. You're not trying to do it.
Right.
But I learned my lesson. I know if there's a clip playing to put it down. But we're going to be covering it. We're going to be live streaming on Facebook for sure. If we could do YouTube, we will. If we don't do YouTube, it'll be uploaded later on YouTube. But that's coming up here, and it's great. So coming October 11th through the 13th, we're going to be at the LA Comic Con covering it all for you guys.
That's right. It's going to be a lot of fun there, too.
It is. It's going to be just a great time. But I'm just still excited for next Triple Force Friday, next Friday.
Yes.
That's just exciting news. It's going to be great. So we're going to be covering that event everywhere and getting the new toys that we all love. At least I do.
That's true.
Okay, so also, the next sci-fi movie we're going to do happens to be next weekend. We do have a new sci-fi movie coming out next weekend. So next weekend, we got Natalie Portman in Lucy in the Sky.
Oh, yeah.
It's coming out. So we're going to be doing that. And then we have quite a bit of sci-fi stuff coming out in October. We're covering all these events for you guys. So stay tuned. Please go and like our Facebook, that Virginia put a post up there. Like our Facebook page. Also, like our YouTube page, because we're still releasing videos all the time.
Right.
All these behind-the-scenes stuff, like my video on how to change and edit your kyber crystals. That's on YouTube. So go to YouTube and type in AllForSciFi, one word. You'll recognize this logo there, and that's how you know it's us, the logo that's on the hat. And subscribe and hit the bell sound so you know every time I upload a new video. We were actually shooting a whole segment that's coming in the next few weeks with Mace.
Yes.
So Mace is back, guys. He didn't die. He's finally back.
He was just lost.
He was lost, and then he's wound up at the Black Spire Outpost on Batu. And we were filming most of the day with Richard Wolowski. And Richard is a part of Skywalking Through Neverland, him and his wife Sarah, and they're good friends. And we were filming quite a bit. He was sick, but what a trooper. He still came out, and thank you for that, Richard.
He did, yes.
So, so we got all that exciting stuff coming up. Coming back to Facebook Live, I see, let's see what it's, Dante says October 10th is his birthday. Well, happy early birthday.
Yeah, really, happy early birthday, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Virginia says she's not liking the iPhone 13.1 update. We don't have iPhones. My wife does. My wife has an iPhone, Virginia, but I don't. We have the new Galaxy 10s here.
The new Androids.
We have these. They're not Androids.
Not Androids, but they're
the new Galaxy 10s.
They're actually really, really good, and they take great pictures.
Yeah, they're much better. They actually will take iPhone does it now too, but the video and the picture quality is much better on the Samsung Galaxy phones. That's why we have that. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and talk about the Netflix movie In the Shadow of the Moon. And In the Shadow of the Moon was a suggestion from Virginia, one of our listeners, and also the admin of she's one of the admins on our All4Sci-Fi channel, helping us there and helping us here as well. And she suggested we do the movie In the Shadow of the Moon. So we're going to go ahead and give our review of that in a second, but let's go ahead and listen to the trailer, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about In the Shadow of the Moon.
It's a normal, boring shift. Too much, Dad.
It's like a puncture wound. Boys across town just caught 2 more bodies. Said both had some kind of mark on their neck.
Got 3 random victims with the times of death and minutes apart. Bodies a miles apart. How's that work?
Suspect heading west across Liberty.
Hello, Thomas.
What did you say?
Is this where it happens?
Today marks the 9-year anniversary of the Market Street murders and a still unidentified suspect.
Detective Lockhart, yes, hello.
What do you mean it's happening again?
You guys gotta see this.
Philly PD. You seen this woman?
Nice to see you again.
She gets torn apart by a train, and 9 years later, she's back.
She is priority number 1 for all law enforcement agencies.
You have to stop chasing me. I'm doing all this for a reason.
We're all going forward, but her. She's going backward.
You have no idea what's coming. If you kill me now, the world as you know it will end.
Okay. Wow.
That's a good clip.
That was a very good clip they had there.
Yep.
Awesome. So In the Shadow of the Moon. In the Shadow of the Moon is a new Netflix show that came out just it was on the 21st, so it was just last week. So it's a fairly new show. Let me make sure I turn this stuff off. Give me 1 second, guys, as we come back. I want to make sure that we don't hear other sounds coming on our show.
That's definitely true.
So we're gonna go ahead and open up the discussion about In the Shadow of the Moon. And coming back to Facebook Live, I see Virginia talking about that iPhone update. Yeah, Bob, don't update it then. If that's the case, I see you talking about it. Yeah, what's wrong with it, Virginia? You're talking about that iPhone update. What's wrong with it? Let's see if you're chatting back. What's wrong with the download on that update? What's the issues with it? Is it freezing the phone or something? What happens? Let me know. Okay, so let's talk about In the Shadow of the Moon. In the Shadow of the Moon was not, to me, it wasn't your typical sci-fi movie. In fact, during parts of the movie, I thought I wasn't watching a sci-fi movie, and then it kind of brought some more sci-fi elements in it.
Right.
I think that it started a little slow, but as it got into it, it's very intriguing.
Right.
It had some twists and turns that I didn't expect.
That's true.
In the movie.
Right. But I don't think it's really a thriller either.
It's kind of a suspense.
It's more of a suspense than a thriller.
But it had the sci-fi elements in it because it had the technology.
Right.
In the time travel part of it. So again, we're going to talk about the movie. So if anybody gets offended about spoilers, too bad.
Yeah, we're sorry.
Yeah. So be careful, Captain Rick, so you don't blow into the microphone. I've been hearing weird noises, and that's probably you blowing.
Well, I'm trying not to.
Yeah, so step away from it a little bit. I know you've been trying to get your vocal up because Captain Rickster doesn't project that well, so he's trying to to make me happy and project more by getting closer, but I hear him breathing.
Oh, that's definitely true.
Okay, thank you, Captain Richter.
You're welcome.
Okay, so it's not your typical sci-fi movie, but it had the sci-fi elements in it. It had now he's hitting the microphone. I hear him. Now then he hit the microphone. What else? You want to get it all out, Captain Richter?
Okay.
Yeah. Have mercy.
Know. Yes, I know.
I hope we're entertaining you guys today.
Yeah, today's entertainment day.
Yeah.
Where did I really get going?
Right. Okay. So
then we'd be X-rated. That's not going to happen.
Okay, so the movie opens up like it's already in the future, past our time frame. It's like 2024. It starts off like that, and then it suddenly flashes back to 1988. And it has a little stuff going on for a while. You see it's kind of, you don't know who those characters are, and you start to get introduced to them. And you see this one character that keeps popping up who is, and then it's really, really shocking, guys. The end of it, when he finds out that
who that person really is.
Who the person is, he keeps seeing every 9 years because of the elements with the moon. And that's why it's called In the Shadow of the Moon.
Right.
They're able to time travel at that time every 9 years. And he gets later at the end of the movie, he discovers that, spoiler alert, he discovered it was his granddaughter.
Yeah, which is really interesting.
And that threw me. It's like, whoa, what the heck happened there?
I know, huh?
But Into the Shadow of the Moon, overall, the acting was good.
Yes, it was.
The editing was good. The music was pretty good too. I mean,
it wasn't too bad for the music. Yes,
I thought that they did very, for a Netflix show. Some of the Netflix shows I could deal without, but overall, I really, really liked In the Shadow of the Moon.
Mm-hmm. It was actually pretty good. I enjoyed it.
I'm going to go ahead and let's go ahead and talk about our rating scale. We have a 0 to 5 rating scale here, 5 being the best. And as I've mentioned many times, there's only been one movie this year that got a 5-star rating, and that is Avengers Endgame.
Yes, it should have been Godzilla. But what can I say?
Oh, come on. Let's not start that Godzilla thing, Captain Richter. That's not a 5-star movie, dude. No way. In your book, it was.
It should have been. But anyway, I mean,
Godzilla, a 5-star movie? Are you kidding me?
Yes. Well, you had all the old characters in there, which was actually pretty good.
I liked Godzilla, but it was not that good. I was weak on the storyline a little bit, and because they had too much monsters fighting the whole time.
That's probably true in that part. Yes.
And it's okay. I like that part of the element, but it was too much. It was almost like there was more monsters going on and fighting than the actual storyline and us caring about these characters, and no development there.
We'll see what happens next year.
But we're talking again about Godzilla. It's not a 5-star rated movie. I gave it a good rating, but it's not a 5-star. But In the Shadow of the Moon, let's bring that back to where we're at now. In the Shadow of the Moon, Into the Shadow of the Moon, I'm going to give it 4 stars. I think it's definitely not a 4.5-star or 5-star movie, but it is a good movie. It is entertaining. I'm glad I watched it. There were moments when my mind was blown, and it's like, what the heck?
Yeah, that's definitely true. But I'm going to give it a 3.75.
Okay.
I mean, it's okay. It's not a typical sci-fi movie.
Why would you give it a 3.75 instead of a 4?
It was just a little bit of a drag in there. That's what. It kept me in my chair, but not where I'm going to be. Like I'm going to jump out of my chair. So, this was going to happen, for regular sci-fi. But like I said, it was not more. It wasn't a thriller. Now, sci-fi thriller, it probably would have put me on the edge of my seat.
Okay.
But it was more of a drama type like movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it was slow in a few spots, but the writing was really good in this movie. I mean,
yes,
it had some twists and turns I didn't expect.
That's right. Me neither. But.
And I liked that character so well, by the gentleman playing the cop, and then ended up being his granddaughter. I don't remember the names of the characters enough, but I felt bad. I liked his character so much that I felt bad for him.
Yeah, especially when it's like he was losing his mind and all that stuff.
Yeah, by the end of the story, I kind of felt sorry for the guy.
Yeah, me too. It was just too bad his wife had to die giving birth to the baby.
And that was a sad part too, as well.
Yeah, that was definitely a sad part.
Right. So, I mean, talking about the actors that were in the movie, you have Michael C. Hall, Boyd Holbrook, Cleopatra Coleman, Gabrielle Graham, Julia Nope. And these are not well-known people.
No.
But they were good actors.
Wasn't this filmed in Canada?
I don't know where it was filmed. We could look it up.
Oh, no, it was filmed in Philadelphia.
Okay.
It had the theme of Philadelphia.
No, yeah, the movie takes place in Philadelphia. Yes.
That's where the theme started.
The whole movie's about Philadelphia.
Yeah.
On Rotten Tomatoes, overall, it's got about a 62% rating. So I think people are siding with you, Captain Rickster.
Yeah, I'm thinking so.
Yeah, if it's because on Rotten Tomatoes, it has a 62% rating. So it's some people like it, some people don't. I liked it. I liked it enough to give it 4 stars. Well, you liked it enough to give it 3.75.
I never said I didn't like it. I just didn't think it fit up to its like potential. It could have been better.
Right.
To me, I mean, you're different than me, but to me, it was not potential there.
Right.
But it just didn't hit the mark like it's supposed to.
Yeah. Okay. I totally see that. But I'm going to give it a 4 star. So the official is 4. You give 3.75 stars. Yep. If it's 3 or more, you must see it. It's a must see. So go ahead and see it. If it's 3 or below, you don't have to go or watch it or see it. So we're giving it a high enough rating that we think everybody out there on All4Sci-Fi should check out the movie. It's worth your time. Talking a little bit more about the story, since we haven't talked much about that. And the actor who played the cop, it was a Philadelphia police officer. His name was in the movie. His name is Thomas Lockhart, and that part was played by Boyd Holbrook.
Right.
And his character is real hungry to become a detective. Remember that?
Yes, I remember that. Yeah.
In the beginning, and his brother-in-law is the detective. Yeah. So he's kind of jealous about that. And then, of course, he loses when the daughter's born. He loses his wife in childbirth. And back then, it was probably dying in childbirth in the 80s and 70s probably was a more common thing. Yeah, it's less common now today.
Right.
What were you going to say?
I don't think it was that. Well, yeah, I would guess so. I guess childbearing back then was a little harder than it is today.
Well, yeah. So. Well, and they're calling it a science fiction thriller.
Right.
Is how they're billing it, and it is. I say suspense more than thriller. Well, is suspense and thriller the same thing?
No, 2 different things.
Yeah, I say it's more suspense then.
I say it's got some drama with the suspense into it, yes.
But they want it billed as a
thriller.
Yeah, as a thriller.
I don't see no thriller in that baby. But what am I talking about? I don't know nothing.
Coming back to Facebook Live, Bob Odding says that they were talking about it on the radio last night, and he lives, I think, over in New York area. And he said that when they talked about it on the radio, they said there were only a few shots that were actually taken in Philadelphia.
Oh, really?
So they didn't do the movie there. Maybe they did film it in Canada.
Oh, could have,
like you were thinking. That's probably why you were thinking that. They shoot everything in Canada.
Well, it looked like Canada. The simple fact is some of the buildings don't look like they're not American made, but the landscape look a lot different than it did what Philadelphia would look like.
Okay. Also, coming back to Facebook Live, I want to say hello to some of the people else that joined us. Armando, hi. Patty Hammond, Joan Atwood. Hey, yo. She says, yo. Joan Atwood.
Yo, huh? Okay.
We got Ken that joined us. Manuel. My aunt is listening again. Tootie Roar.
Cool.
She's out in Nebraska.
Oh, she gets
Aunt Tootie.
She gets us that far, huh? That's pretty cool.
Well, we have people that watch us worldwide, buddy. The other day, someone was on from Australia and Vietnam.
Wow, that's good.
So we're worldwide up in this house.
Yeah, it's definitely true.
Oh, Bob says he's 20 minutes away from Philly in New Jersey. You're in New Jersey.
Oh.
Okay. And that was a terrible accent. Forgive me.
Yes, I was stationed in New Jersey at one time.
Yeah. Rick is a veteran, by the way. So
yes,
that's Veterans Day is coming up. So thank you, Captain Rickster, for your service.
You're welcome.
So everybody always remember the vets out there. It's because of their sacrifices that we have freedom, and remember it.
Definitely true.
Even though we could get into a political discussion about the way the country's going, we're not doing that here because we're all for sci-fi.
That's definitely true. We're nothing about politics in this place.
Forget it. I'm not going to bring anything up. I just okay. So everybody, I'm saying go ahead. It's a 4-star rated movie. Go see In the Shadow of the Moon. I thought it had some great twists and turns. I don't think it's a thriller like they said, but I think it's definitely worth going and seeing. And again, I want to thank Virginia Canyo for making the suggestion.
Yes.
And let me bringing that, since I brought that up, everybody. If any of you guys ever have any suggestions, go to our website, AllForSciFi.com. It's just one word. All lowercase, AllForSciFi, AllForSciFi.com. And on we have a contact page. Drop us a note if you have any suggestions like that. Feel free to, and not only that, but All4Sci-Fi. By the way, it's a really cool website. There's a lot of content on there. In fact, last week I updated all the trailers.
Yes,
so we have all these new trailers that are up there. So go to the website, bookmark it, and since this week was a suggestion from you guys, everybody else, go there and make suggestions as well. Virginia gave us a suggestion to cover this one. So everybody, make sure you go to our website, check it out. You'll be happy you did. It's a great website. I just put the link there for everybody to be able to click on it and bookmark it. And it's actually the central hub to everything. And there you could actually find all our other social media, like our YouTube page and our Facebook page and everything. So it's been great, guys. We've enjoyed this discussion about In the Shadow of the Moon. We also had a great discussion about next week is Triple Force Friday.
Oh, yes.
We could sit here and talk all day about that. That's really some exciting stuff coming out with all the new toys.
That may be next week. You never know.
Hey,
is it on Friday?
Yeah. It's. I can't wait, man.
Oh,
I can't wait for these new toys. So we got Triple Force Friday coming next week. We also, our next week's movie is Lucy in the Sky with Natalie Portman, she's one of my favorite actresses. She's great, of course, from all the Star Wars. Not just because of Star Wars movies. She's just a great actress.
That's right.
In general. So it's going to be fun to do that. And we also discussed in the middle of October, that weekend, we're going to be streaming live. We're not going to do our regular podcast like we're doing now because we're going to be live all weekend streaming on Facebook.
That's right.
So when we're at the LA Comic Con, you're going to get a lot of content from that. And that's going to be a lot of fun. So, everybody, it's been a pleasure. It's been a great Saturday. Thank you very much for joining us. Remember to stay safe out there and stay blessed. And I'm your host, Eric Walker. And
I'm Captain Rickster.
Thank you, everybody.
Weekend.
You guys stay safe. Take care of one another. Be nice to each other. If you don't got nothing nice to say, don't say it at all, like my dad always told me.
That's definitely true.
Take care. God bless.